blessed with what I'm given. Can't worry too much with how I'm sinning. Compared to 2016, I know there's a difference. I'm trying to get you to hear it. I don't want to just tell you, I want to show you. The way that I'm living, the way that I'm feeling. By now I should have made $1 million.
I'm not even gonna drink it because it's like really hot. So we're just gonna let it cool off. Whenever I make tea, I always like intend to not let it get so hot. And then I forget that the water's boiling and then it gets really hot. So Tea Talks episode 1. That's what this is going to be. Really, my intention with the Tea Talks is just to have content for me to make so that I have stuff that I can put up on YouTube. And I guess truthfully is I got the idea, was inspired by this one creator / artist as well. He's a rapper, he makes music, Anthony Nassib. I don't know if he's in Canada. I think he's just like up northwest, northeast, northwest, northeast. I don't know where he's at exactly. I thought he was in Canada, but I don't think so. But maybe Washington. I don't know. But anyways, on his channel, he does like a coffee talks thing, and I just like the idea. And for me, I also just wanted something that I can kind of like, almost like a journal entry type of thing, because it's nice to make videos and I definitely want to do vlogs and stuff. I want to get there, but sometimes I just want to like talk and get it on camera. Like, I think there's something to be said there of just like documenting. And I don't know, I'm a big journaler, so if you are a journaler, maybe you can relate to that, of just like getting your thoughts out and just kind of whatever. I just want to do it in the form of like content and YouTube videos and stuff. So that's what Coffee Talks is going to be. So I hope that's what Coffee Talks is going to be. That's what I want it to be, at least. So we'll see. I have a timer going on my phone so that I don't ramble and take up a lot of time, because I don't want these to be like super long either. For today, what I wanted to talk about, a thought that I had been chewing on and that came out while I was like journaling, was something I came across on social media, and that is, if you make music, like making music is only 20% of the job. Because if you make music and like you really are trying to like get your music out there and stuff, essentially you're like your own marketing person, you're your own video person. A lot of the times you're your own editor. Just the point of it being like making music is really 20% of the job, because there's still like a whole 80% of stuff that needs to get done, and needs to get done by you, probably, most likely, if it's just you, you know what I mean? Like, you can't hire out people or stuff like that. So just chewing on that thought, and I guess what I kind of realized was like I was a little bit encouraged, because I guess I what am I trying to say? So while I was chewing on that thought, I also thought to myself how really just telling myself like I need to chill and I need to not be so hard on myself. Problem is, I just don't know how to like play that balance between like having a high standard, like that's right and good, versus having an exceptionally high standard that's just like impossible. Like, just kind of discerning that and figuring that out. Because for me, I'm very much like an all or nothing type of person. That's kind of how I think. And I'm trying to not be that way. But as a result, like, if I'm doing something, I feel like a failure if I don't do it 100%. And so what I'm getting at is like with content, I've been feeling over the past few months that I've been trying to get on content and stuff like that, is like a lot of the times end up just sitting on a bunch of content, edited or unedited, because I just get overwhelmed and I get like, I don't want to say burnt out. I think it's just more so overwhelmed. A lot of the times I would sit on the content because I would tell myself like, okay, this is a good piece of content. Let me just sit on it. Let me like stockpile a whole bunch of content until I have enough, so that when I do start posting content, I can be consistent. Because my main thing was like, I just want to be consistent with content because I know that's important. And so I would like hoard and stockpile all this content, waiting until I had enough to post, and then like time would pass and then I didn't want to post all the stuff, because it was like, oh, obviously the more I sat on it, you know how it is, like sometimes you just watch a video and after like the 10th time watching the video, you're like, okay bro, like I think actually this video is pretty trash. when it's like it's not, it's just you've seen it so many times, you know? I feel like that kind of can get in the way of my own progress in terms of like being consistent with content and stuff like that. But this idea of wanting to stockpile content and have like a queue of content ready to go, like it kind of created this thing internally where I was like, eventually there would come a time where I wasn't behind and I was caught up and I didn't have any video footage to edit. I didn't have any songs to finish finalizing. I didn't have, basically, like, there wasn't any work to be done. Like, I had the illusion in my mind that eventually I would reach that point. But I'm realizing as I'm writing in the journal, like, how that's an illusion. And as I'm like chewing on the thought of like the 20% work and all this stuff, like, there really isn't going to come a time where there is no work to be done, because content is like never ending game kind of thing. Like, there's always stuff to be filmed. And so just chewing on that and thinking to myself, like, not even thinking to myself, more so telling myself, like, Cassie, you just have to be okay with the fact that, like, and you have to start to accept the reality and get away from the illusion that there is gonna come this point in time where like you're caught up and there is no work to be done or no more work left to be done. I think maybe eventually that could be a thing, like if I ever hired a videographer and a video editor or something, but that's like way down the line, right? Like, that's just like not the case right now though. And so, yeah, just like basically telling myself that I gotta accept that I gotta stop believing this lie, because what it's doing to me is kind of adding to that feeling of being overwhelmed, because it's like I have this constant pressure on me of like, there's so much to be done and you can never rest, because if you rest, you're just wasting time. It's crazy, y'all. Like, I don't know if anybody else could relate to this, but I feel like I struggle really hard with feeling guilty when I am working, that I'm not spending enough time with my family or with my friends or whatever, like, you know? But then I also struggle with feeling guilty that when I'm not working, feeling guilty that I'm not working, feeling guilty that I'm wasting time because I should be working. It's like this constant battle back and forth of like, you know, and I like, I'm never doing the right thing. I'm never doing enough because I'm always in the wrong on either one of those sides. When in reality, like, I feel like what I was writing in my journal today kind of helped me. I can't really explain it, but I guess I just felt like a weight kind of lifted off, I guess, in a sense, of just that realization alone of like, you're never going to be caught up. There's always going to be work left to be done. And so it's not about catching up and doing all the work and just knocking it all out and like hustling and rushing to get your whole to-do list done, because in reality, like, that's not realistic to like, to like get a whole list of things done in one Saturday or one weekend or whatever. Like, I mean, y'all, like, I'm looking at the list of like songs and music and just like other goals that I had, and there's no way that I could like do all of it in one weekend, you know? There's my timer. So anyway, those are my thoughts. I didn't even drink tea. Maybe it's like not as hot. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good right now. Like, it's like hot enough that it's like you can't chug it, but it's cooled down enough that like it doesn't hurt when you drink it. But anyway, y'all, so that was Tea Talks episode 1. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't know if this video came out really well. I don't know if I said all that I wanted to say. I feel like when I was writing in my journal, my thoughts were a lot clearer. And that's kind of also what this is too, or what I'm hoping that this is. The Tea Talks is like kind of practice for me too in just communication, and obviously like communicating on camera, but also like being brief, hence the timer, why I set the timer. And also just like staying on track. Like, I don't know if this is a word, but like linear thought or like linear communication. I just feel like when I talk sometimes I kind of go all over the place because like something I say can like prompt another thought, and then I follow that thought, and then I forget what I was originally saying, and it's just like, so I don't want to be like that. So I want to just try to practice and be better. And then, like I said, just like practice communicating on camera, practice like being brief and just like getting to the point. And then also just like content creation and just like knocking out videos and stuff. So that's kind of like the intention of all this. Hopefully the message was clear enough, the communication was clear enough to communicate something. And yeah, I hope to be better in the future. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.